Hello, everyone. It is November 16th, 2024. I woke up this morning and I realized I have just over 3 weeks before I need to move to an entirely different state altogether. A state in which I have no friends there. I have no plan, no job, no prospects. Going there basically sight unseen with the hope that things will turn out a-okay. I'm a hard worker, so I'm pretty confident in my abilities to make things work, even though they haven't been working for quite some time. Anyway, neither here nor there. That's just what's going on in my life. It's a stressor for sure. This is an accountability video that I'm continuing to make for myself as things aren't good for me right now. And last time this happened, well, kind of fell off the deep end. Things didn't turn out right. So I'm making this with the hopes that I can look back one day and say, hey, you didn't have quite the same problems you did last time. And for that, I can applaud myself and pat myself on the back and give myself a handshake, I guess. Anyway. Did you guys see the fight with Tyson and Jake Paul? That was abysmal, man. That was a work. That was fake. That was scripted. I can't stand what boxing has become. I would say that Jake Paul's fights have all pretty much been scripted, except for the Tyson Fury's brother fight, and that was like a true boxing match, and that was absolutely horrible. So that's the real Jake Paul. All this is bullshit. He's fought like MMA fighters, and there's been tells in certain fights. With Tyrone Woodley, his cousin, came out a couple weeks ago and said that it was a work, it was scripted, and of course he walked that back, because I'm sure there's plenty of NDA agreements put in place for everything. But the point being, your legacy is for sale. And what was telling for me is when Mike Tyson did an interview with a little girl just prior to the fight, she asked about legacy, and he more or less said legacy means pretty much nothing. When you're gone, you're gone. And that's that, basically. But I think it was kind of like a nod to like, hey, this is a scripted fight I'm going into. Which it definitely was scripted. You're not going to tell me otherwise. Again, just absolutely horrible and sad to see. But what I completely side with Tyson here. $20 million plus whatever else he got from this is well worth an L on your record, right? Absolutely. No problem at all, especially when you have mouths to feed. I think he has kids. He might have some grandkids or some grandkids soon. That could definitely, use that legacy, a proper legacy, a financial legacy. So there's nothing wrong with, well, there is something wrong with that, but I see where he's coming from. Anyway, man, I'm just so turned off about like fighting in general. There is no integrity whatsoever. I used to love a good boxing match and a good MMA fight. But now UFC, they have like, it's just, they have a monopoly on everything, man. There used to be Pride back in the day that would compete with it and made things, I would say made both events even like cooler to watch, because the rules were a little bit different. The fighting was different, cage versus ropes. It was cool, man. I really enjoyed those days. And we don't have that anymore. In boxing, just a freaking scam where a Jake Paul can pull in more views than like a Canelo fight or something proper. And the rumor is Canelo's going to fight Jake Paul as well soon. I know how that's going to end. The same way along the lines that Tyson did. It'll probably go to decision. It will be Fugazi. People will be like, Jake Paul's legit now, blah, blah, blah. You really got to look at him when he's not really like fighting boxers under like, but I'm sure with the money he produces, he could buy some wins off as well. We've seen that happen plenty of times. Boxing's corrupt. It's always been corrupt, and now it's just a joke. So screw off, man.